Many questions are being raised about financier Jeffrey Epstein, the billionaire. In the wake of his arrest, One America's Jack Posobiec sits down with a former member of the NYPD to learn more.
We are very excited to welcome back to One America News former NYPD and current Newsmax host John Cardillo. John, thank you so much for being with us.
Good to see you, Jack. Thanks for the invite.
John, we've just seen the federal arrest of Jeffrey Epstein, but you had some information regarding the initial case that he was brought in on.
This case seems to have some things to do with the original case. The original case, there was a lot of evidence against Jeffrey Epstein, but for some inexplicable reason, the Southern District of Florida, the U.S. attorney at the time was now Labor Secretary Alex Acosta, punted the case to the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office. They treated Epstein with kid gloves. In fact, he was really convicted of soliciting prostitution. So in many respects, they turned his victims into prostitutes. The guy only did 13 of 18 months in a county jail. So a lot of questions about who in my opinion is one of the most, or I would say the most egregious serial pedophile in American history, has only ever had to serve, about a year and a month in jail and not even full time.
Why was it that at the time the Department of Justice declined to prosecute?
They say lack of evidence, but I can tell you this. At that time, I was working very closely with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and a lot of law enforcement agencies. I spoke to people. I spoke to agents on the case, victims' lawyers on the case. No one could understand why, with the mountains of evidence they had, DOJ punted the case to the Palm Beach State Attorney. Jack, you know this. DOJ has about a 98% conviction rate. They convict people on tiny slivers of evidence all the time. They had this guy dead to rights. That's always been the big question. Why did DOJ punt this case?
Now, is it possible, as we've seen some reports out there, that he may have provided evidence to the DOJ that helped them with other cases?
That's one of the only explanations, is that this guy was a cooperating witness. Then it begs an even bigger question. What were those cases that sexually trafficked and abused little girls were less important? Now, sad to say, back then the DOJ was very focused on asset forfeiture, asset seizure. So if Epstein provided information on wealthy white-collar Wall Street people involved in illicit trades or schemes, and DOJ could have seized large amounts of money, high-dollar assets, they might very well have punted this case in favor of the money. Makes you sick, though, when you know what Epstein did.
John Cardillo, thank you very much for coming on with us and sharing your insights today.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.